Welcome to a styling at the barn video. We've only half unloaded the van. I've half filmed a haul. I feel in disarray, but I just suddenly went, oh, we've started moving furniture. I need to stop. So we are moving this big table. We have a huge extending table to bring in. We have some really beautiful new stock to put where this pair of demi-looms are. Not entirely sure. People are obsessed with pairs of demi-looms. Unfortunately, they were too big for one customer. So we've actually bought some smaller ones when we haven't sold these ones yet for her. Them's the shake. So these are going to move to somewhere else. I bought a couple of rugs. I've just moved one of them. And this one will go in the space here underneath the table that we're bringing in. So it's all change. I'll update you in a while, she says, out of breath. Okay, this is as far as we've got. The big table is moved and it looks fantastic in its new spot, but there are people down trying on clothes and things. It's down at that end, so I'll show you that later. Look at the base of the butcher's table. Even the base is heavy and it's got the drawers to go in, and the top of it is crazy heavy, and Steve can't move it on his own. We've got fantastic shelf unit to go above it that I think will look fantastic when it's dressed. I'm already really feeling that the space is being revived. I do wish that this rug was all as faded at this end as it was the bit that I could see in the shop, but it will warm up the space. It makes it look more like a room. So we're going to go with this. I'm going to take you through what we managed to get done yesterday. It's Saturday morning. The shop is a tip. We moved so much furniture. I couldn't face moving any more furniture today, but I have piles and piles of things to sort through. So the giant table is in situ, but I have taken out one of the leaves because I needed to push it back to get the new buffet decor photographed yesterday. As you can see, the absolutely stunning butcher's block is in place with, you saw that we bought it for this. I've not styled it right yet. I don't like the way it looks. It's too wishy-washy and potentially a bit small, but I do love it so much. I mean, Steve had only just put it up yesterday and somebody said, oh, how much is that? And they took the measurements for it. So, but gorgeous. Piles of things. I photographed the buffet decor properly yesterday and put that on Instagram last night, but unfortunately Instagram was not doing its thing and hardly anyone saw it. Thank you, Instagram. So there you go. This whole wall redone once I finish styling the shelf. I'll try and get that photographed today. Look, I did inside the buffet decor to show how much space and so on, what you could do with it. So really nice, simple pared back. Sorry about the glare on the chicken photo painting. That's another reason that I do my photographs for Instagram in natural light. So it really cuts down any kind of glare from fluorescent lighting. Not that we have fluorescent lighting. Gosh, I told you my brain is really struggling this week as we have not had a single day off yet. Last day today. Right, let me show you the absolute explosion. I had styled the big table through here yesterday and it looked beautiful, and then we put a ton of extra stuff on top of it because we needed to take out the really big vitrine that was on this wall, and it's on the van ready for delivery. So look, if this is busy as the last few Saturdays, it's gonna be a bit like a rummage sale. So I need to stop chattering and get styling. We're also going to move this stripy commode. We've already taken the marble off the top of it. We need to move this out of the way. That's sold. That needs to go on the van. And I think this pair of club chairs will be in prime position at the front of the shop. Piles and piles of mirrors to deal with. It's only the start of the day. I'll film an update later on, hopefully if I'm not asleep in one of these really comfortable club chairs. We are getting ready to close for Saturday, so I thought I'd give you a quick update, and we're by no means finished, but we're getting there. I've just photographed this display on the table of urns and trugs ready for Instagram. I showed you earlier what I've done up here. I'm still not entirely happy with the way this is looking. More work in progress for next week. I've filled the corner cupboard with all of our antique leather-bound books. So that looks quite nice. I will show you Steve sitting in the new display at the front of the shop. So we've put the pair of club chairs here. I've just wrapped these sacks around for now. We need to get them made into the covers for the seat pads. Nice big mirror behind, and the scratch made lamp as modelled by. The pile of mirrors is gone. Steve has sorted, mostly gone upstairs to be worked on. Still a bit of a mess, still a bit of a mess. Look. So one of the rugs has gone down here, and this table has been displayed. So just the right amount of things on the table. So you clearly can be looking at the furniture instead of mounting stuff. See the difference between, this is a beautifully set table showing off the furniture, and this is a hot mess. And you don't even see the furniture particularly here. So this is still, and eternally is, it's kind of like our work table. When we're moving things round and round, we try to pile things on here, and then they slowly find their place. So Steve's also done a new gallery wall today of some of the new art. So that's quite good. I've moved in this lovely rustic table here with piles of Brûlot cups in front of it. So as you can see, considering this has been just over 2 days, it's enormous progress, but we've still a way to go. So we will catch up on this next week and see how we improve matters. Right, we are getting there, little by little. We're still tired, even though we actually had our days off. I didn't like the shelf up there, so I just said to Steve, let's do the bread proving baskets up there, because I had always envisaged them as an art installation. We've already sold some though. It's a good job that we had so many that we've still got enough to do this. So they're just going up on top of the butcher's block. So I'm going to do the butcher, the baker, and then the candlestick maker, and put some big candlesticks up there because it entertains me. And then Steve said, how about an Uncle Tom Cobley, because we've got a small pair of child shoes. The things that entertain us, just crazy.
Uncle Tom Cobbler and all.
Oh, Uncle Tom Cobbler and all. We do need to move this candelabra though, to be out of the way. And I also think this is the lengths that we go to. All of this that I put on here, all the urns and the trugs and everything, I think in order to get the shot, we're going to have to move this giant table. So, yeah. just so that I can get a good enough shot of what's going on. I'll show you once it's done. Here we go, this is this finished. Really, really pleased with that. So we completed the butchers, the bakers, unfortunately not the candlestick makers, but we put candles on it. The candlesticks just didn't look quite right on there, but I think it's better than I could have imagined, actually. Really, really happy with that. So an achievement today. I think that's all the loaded things out and on the van. Actually, there's one mirror to go out, so we've got some space. So to be resumed tomorrow. Hello everyone, it's been a few days since I updated you on this styling video. It's been a bit hectic, to say the least. I got so far with the shop. See, that's looking pretty nice behind me. We sold the club chairs straight away. We had sold the butcher's block 2 times over, and yet we still actually own it. On that note, sometimes selling is the most frustrating thing in the world. People say with all conviction, oh yes, I'll definitely have that, or if it doesn't work in the space for that person, I'll definitely buy it. And then it's like, oh, can I check the dimensions? Can I do this? Can I do that? I'll get back to you by a certain time, and then there's nothing. I had, I think, the 4th inquiry on the butcher's block yesterday, and I sent off a whole load more information and they haven't replied. It can be the most frustrating thing in the world. I have actually had a meeting this morning about a website that will cut down all of that kind of thing, all of the toing and froing that we have on Instagram and people not replying, and as Steve likes to call them, fantasy shoppers. We did a huge amount of work for a gentleman that was in America, and even weighing things, even though the stuff was supposed to go into a container, and loads of photos and the history of things. And in the end, it's like, well, we've never dealt with this guy before, so let's give him payment options before we spend any more time working on it. And as soon as we said, these are the options to pay, nothing, tumbleweeds. And we'd been working on a pile of purchases for him for a fortnight. Anyhow, this morning's been a good morning. I was just about to film a time lapse restyling this beautiful vitrine that I have no idea why we still own, and I had plans in place for what I was going to do with that, and it sold. So while we were just having our lunch, we discussed a whole new, we need to move this to here, that to there, that needs to go on the van, that's a delivery such and such. So we're going to have some more gaps. We already have some gaps that we've not quite filled. Steve is frantically working away, hence all the banging. So yeah, it's all change again. So instead of restyling this vitrine, I'm going to restyle another large armoire that has a chicken wire front. I've still got the table of doom, and all of this is revolving around trying to reduce the pile of doom on the big draper's table. So yeah, there's change afoot, and I'll just film a very quick clip of before, and then I'm going to concentrate on trying to get the job done because it's Friday afternoon and Saturday's probably going to be busy, so I need to get it done. And then I'll film an after. I'll do a quick whiz around the shop, and then I think that will be the end of this styling video, which will be a relief. And as soon as I finish this styling video, we're going to start all over again because it's all going to be changed. Thankfully it's Friday. Right, this area here has bugged me for the longest of times. We've taken some things out of this black armoire. It's got things hanging in front of it, then it's got a cupboard with our music in front of it, then it's got a mirror in front of it. none of this is ideal, and this is what I'm going to change this afternoon. There, how much better is that? Can actually access the vitrine. It's nice and pared back, just some ceramics stacked up, styled like you could have it in your own home, in a dining room or kitchen, housing all of your lovely, lovely things. Look, the view down through here, all redone, polished. Dare I even say the table of doom is less doom. Just a nice line of piles of treasures for you to rummage through, just down through the middle, so you can also see the table. Done a line of urns through this table. Yeah, we're getting there. We're just in the process of changing the front of the shop. So once I show you that with the club chairs out, then that's us for this week. Right, I'm just going to do one last walk around for you. So this is the front of the shop changed with this stunning 18th century marble commode. Really, really grungy paintwork. Fabulous escutcheons and hardware. A trug absolutely piled with shells, one of my favourite styling items. So the single club chair, squodged down cushion as we've sit in it continually. We've not done anything yet with this extending table, so I've just styled it really, really pared back with some 18th and 19th century plates. The beautiful butcher's block, the buffet decor, of which dimensions have gone out to somebody today. I've done piles of rag books bundled up with string that make them look really lovely, really tactile. And I think I've mostly shown you everything else now. Need to decide what's going to go in the space of this vitrine when that gets delivered next week. But that's all for now. Lovely shop views. I'll see you next time.